Globalization is the procedure of integrating human beings from various countries, nations, cultures, and governments into one international melting point. In recent years, due to communication technology, the pace and the scope of globalization has improved exponentially. Since globalization represents a merger of the developed world, the introduction of communication technological will drastically pace up this merger and have a profound effect on culture, society, economies, social existence, and politics as we move by the 21st century. Globalization has been credited with bringing on improved transparency in the world, and communication science has performed a primary function in this. The influence of communication technological can be considered in the education quarter as well. There are a lot of students who are now able to get entry to information through internet. While the effect on the conversation technology has been overly positive, it has led to new challenges. There is an extensive disparity when it comes to get right of entry to science between creating and developed nations. Globalization can't be one of a kind as it encompasses the complete world, and it is important that corrective actions are taken to ensure that weaker sections of society are now not neglected.
Globalization and technology has helped communication be better. Globalization has opened its boundaries for much bigger opportunities for all the people across the globe. Technology has introduced social media so that people can interact with other people of different nationalities and be updated to the local and international news. Technology and globalization has its advantages and disadvantages.
Globalization has always been vital and important ever since. It has become rampant, especially in the 21st century era, by means of trading and exporting goods by each and every country. Frankly speaking, the exchange of goods in globalization created a huge impact and affected the unique culture and tradition of each and every country. This impact made their culture and traditions diverse and versatile. These changes are mostly affected by the so-called technology that played a big role in globalization. Technology is continuously evolving throughout the years, and it helps us in different ways. It helps people by doing their routines easier, putting us into much comfort, even helping us make our money, but most especially connects us to the world. It is in this generation where humans are very much involved with technology to the point that we cannot let go of it anymore. By the simplest thing, say mobile phones, we can communicate to the world through a wider platform like social media, online news and information, and even on games. It very much shows in this generation how globalization, technology, and communication works on one another. Example of this is we are being globalized because of the interchange of culture by the use of technology and communication, like how we are influenced by Korea and America by their songs, shows, and languages. We are all a product of globalization because globalization is the way for each of the countries to influence one another by spreading the knowledge, the positive changes, the culture, and innovation. By this, technology exists and happened. It became the bridge to help us in communicating and connecting to the world. Globalization, technology, and communicating is a cycle. Technology, whether in different shapes and sizes, helps us in process of globalization. And globalization is acquired through communication.
As technology advances, the world is both getting larger and smaller. Today, we are able to communicate with the people across the globe at the touch of a button. While globalization or communication between nations beyond their borders is an old concept, with the onset of new technology, globalization is impacting the ways we communicate and learn. We are expanding our understanding of fellowship, and as we become more connected, we are depending on our educational experiences. The rise in the use of the internet in particular has been incredibly instrumental in improving the ways in which we connect with one another. Because of technologies like the internet, We have the opportunity to view diverse perspectives that were outside our scope before. We're able to fully connect with someone who is thousands of miles away and in real time, and the effects are profound.
As the development of technology remarkably improved our lifestyle, it also has an impact on the communication techniques, and the development of communication has resulted in huge progress from the oldest means of communication to the latest as of today. In today's world, we have immediate access to an incredible array of devices and services that enable us to communicate with almost anyone, anywhere, at any time, with just a single press of a button. Before the internet, the other data networks comes into light. Telecommunication has a clear meaning. The telephone, earlier the telegraph, invented by Alexander Graham Bell in the year 1875, was the first technological invention that impacted communication in humans to a massive extent, which allowed people to communicate at a distance by voice and a telephone service. As every invention comes to light, it may have both positive and negative impacts of our lives. And the impact of technology on communication process also comes as a mixed baggage, which truly depends on how you use it or implement it. But logically thinking, technology has bettered the communication process and has done negligible harm.
Globalization is readily increasing in today's world. This increase in globalization has many effects on communication because globalization allowing languages and their cultures to spread and dominate on a global scale. This also lead to the extinction of the other languages and cultures. Technology has helped to advance the way which we communicate to each other, like communicating using cell phones and social media because it's easier to send and receive messages using this rather than writing a letter and send it to the post office.